Hello, everybody, and welcome. We have gotten our seventh episode. Yes, this is the seventh episode. I made sure this time of the beginning after the end. And let's just say this one was trying to pull at the heartstrings a little bit. Definitely got me a little bit where I was kind of rooting for these two. They're really adorable together, and I loved like the elf-human dynamic in this world where it's kind of forbidden because the father's all like, "Oh, I don't like humans," and daughter's all like, "Yeah, but he saved my life." I love that aspect of this, but it looks like we might not be seeing Tess for a while. Um, anyway, we started off this episode with Tess making Arthur a sandwich, which, oh my gosh, thank you, wife material. And he questions her own self compliment, and she's all like, "Oh, a beautiful woman made this for you," and he was like, "Beautiful, huh?" And we immediately transfer into a fight scene where Tess is now trying to beat the ever loving crap out of Arthur. Arthur, of course, is just using this as training, and the grandfather's out here saying that he's going too slow and not going hard enough on her. So we do enjoy seeing that. It's always great. Of course, after Tessie is basically cocked out because she's tired. She had to fight Arthur for a while. We get this new explanation of basically the magic system here, where it's still the four elements, and the elves seem to agree that it is this four element chart. But we also learn that different races have different affinities. So while we were in the human area, we understood that you could have the ability to have one of these elements, or you could have something totally random. Here we learn that each race has their own affiliates with each. So the elves are usually really good with wind and kind of good with water and I think fire. While dwarves are really good with both ground and fire, humans are all rounders, but not typically in more than one thing. So one human might have fire, but they wouldn't have any of the others. And one human might have water and not any of the others. They say there are rare cases, which I'm kind of figuring Arthur's probably one of those rare cases, where you have multiple. And since he is the hero of this story, it would not surprise me if he had all of them. But we don't know yet. It doesn't seem to be something they've gone down and told us. He's still kind of working on the beast tamer aspect. And speaking of the beast tamer aspect, they tried to do like this awakening thing. And he definitely awoken his beast core after blowing away Grandpa and Tess. I can only imagine that they got scuffled up in that explosion, but they seemed unharmed. They definitely didn't go over how it may have affected anyone, so we don't know. But that was an interesting development. He really went Super Saiyan over here. Look at this guy just... Rah! He could have done that for a whole episode, and I would have thought I was watching Dragon Ball Z. But he didn't do it for the whole episode. We wake up with him sitting in bed, and the grandpa's looking over him, which... Oh my gosh, this grandpa, he's so kind. I love this guy, dude. And he explains to him that, basically, you don't have the 2 years we thought you did because we're going to ship you out to the human kingdom in 4 months whenever we're meeting up for some kind of youth show-off event, I guess. And that night, the dragon hatches. Of course it was a dragon. It was the dragon egg that the dragon gave. What was it? Sylvia? Sylvia gave to him. And he names the baby dragon after Sylvia, which isn't that adorable? Really, truly, it is. And we get to see everybody's reaction to it. So Tess is just like, "I love this baby. It is so cute. I want to play with it all the time." And the dragon's all like, no, save me. And Arthur's just like, I'm going to pretend to be asleep because I don't want to wake up. And the grandpa is literally almost keeled over just by that. But of course, grandpa got his revenge by turning into dark mode grandpa, which, oh my gosh, I'm so glad they did this because I thought Arthur was literally on top tier with grandpa until this point. Turns out grandpa was hiding some skills under his sleeves. Grandpa's not going to be messed with, dude. Don't mess with grandpa. He's going crazy over here. Turns out the previous king of this nation isn't some pushover that Arthur can walk in and push around, which I was kind of thinking he could. And I was like, whoa, Arthur needs some limits. He hasn't even awoken any abilities and he's already beaten up kings of nations. Nope. The king of the nation was just going super freaking easy on him as a kid, which, thank you. Oh my gosh. I was actually starting to question where this series was going, if the kid was going to be overpowered. But nope, turns out kid's still weak compared to kings of nations. So that's good. He can't even tell where they are. So that's great. I love that. Then we go back to the city and we find out that the kid who Arthur punched did not, in fact, die the second they punched him. It's great. He's still around, and I had someone in my comments tell me that this guy was going to be important again later. And of course, I've already gone and forgotten his name, but we also see the other two background characters, and it turns out that they're going to be coming to the human area with them. So that's going to be nice. They're all going to be there together in some kind of competition, likely. Not really sure what it's going to be about. Unfortunately, we kind of learned through this that Tess is not going to be a part of it. And when that was pointed out, Tess went ahead and punched this Feifei. I think Feifei was his nickname. She punches him. And of course, Arthur drags her and runs away with her, just like she did with him whenever they first got into a duel. This time, of course, Tess is now upset because Arthur's about to leave and now he's mad at her for doing something wrong. And as any young girl would be, you know, her crush is about to move away and he's going to leave angry at her. Of course, that's not quite what's happening. And later that night, Arthur takes her out to go play in the forest like they did when they first met. And that was really sweet, just seeing these two hang out like normal. There was even that scene where they put the little light bug or light spirit on her ear like they used to. It was adorable. The light creature earring, I love that so much. So good of a reminiscent thing. Very Chekhov's gun, in my opinion. That kind of fulfilled the Chekhov's gun of that light bug thing. I don't think the light bugs have to come back until he's about to come back to the elf village. So we'll find out later, I'm sure, because we do learn that he's given this compass that does somehow, I think it's this insignia on it that's going to help him come back to the elf village. Sorry, my dog just jumped in my lap. He knows it's bedtime right now, so he's trying to freak out and tell me to go to sleep. Somehow, this is supposed to help him get back to the elf, homeland, village, kingdom. So, that's going to be interesting. Hopefully, he does return, and return within, 20 episodes. I'm hoping next season. By next season, if he doesn't return, I'll be actually shocked. I want to see more of Tess, so I hope he returns back to the kingdom. And of course, we got this super emotional moment where Tess is crying and Arthur's hugging her. Honestly, I'm not sure if this is the first episode that I've seen Arthur smile as much as he does. Arthur has been totally, not emotionally available at all. But around Tess recently, he's been super playful, and I'm so glad to see it. I'm here for it. And he comes home to see what is his younger sister, it appears to be. So, What did you guys think of the episode? Are you excited to see his new family dynamic with his younger sister and parents now that he is back with his parents? What do you guys think? Go ahead and leave comments in the comment section and tell me all your thoughts about the episode. If you like this kind of content, go ahead and like and subscribe, and I will see you guys in the next one. Until then, have a blessed day. And while you're here, go ahead and check out this video to see what you might have missed.